Hey there, Robin Thompson with The Powerful Practice. I am here with Adam Valongas, and we are celebrating the very first sale of his brand new coaching program, which is for helping medical professionals. In fact, why don't you tell them, Adam, what is it that you do and tell us a little bit about your program?
Sure, Robin. Right now my program is called, Healing Medical Professionals Marriages, and I help medical professionals save their marriages or move on without regret. And so I got a lot of, I got my own private practice going on where I'm also a full-time professor, but I love the clinical aspect. I see clients a couple of days a week, and I've noticed over the past couple of years, one particular niche that kind of fell into my lap was seeing a lot of clients who are in the medical field. Love working with the population, a lot of type A personalities, strong personalities, but also highly stressed, highly burnt out folks, very, very busy individuals. And a lot of them were struggling with their relationships. So some of them I've been doing couples counseling, but I decided, I was really interested in doing this coaching stuff. And when I saw your option come along, I thought this was it. And so just getting off the ground, but so far it's a good start, helping, getting a wider net and helping more folks.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, I mean, it's a good time to be launching a program like this, especially after the last few years of the pandemic, which must have taken a toll on the marriage of just about any married medical professional.
Yes. I mean, I've seen it across the board with marriages struggling, regardless of medical professionals, especially if you got children as well. It's been very difficult. But one thing I think's been appealing working with some of these medical professionals, to be honest, scheduling just individual sessions with them are extremely difficult with their schedule, my schedule. So this coaching program provides a lot of flexibility for them where they can still get that one-on-one contact, but they also can sign up whenever they want, join anytime they want, listen to any module. You know what I mean? Like there's just a lot of flexibility that seems to make it attractive to a lot of folks.
Yeah, so it works a little better for the market. And then there's also the lack of records that comes from doing this in a coaching capacity that doctors seem to like, right?
Yeah, there seems to be a pattern where if they can, they'll either pay out of pocket or you can tell when they fill out their assessment forms, they don't want to be understanding labeled with a formal diagnosis or record keeping. I professionally in my practice, I still have to do that and they understand that, but they do find it attractive not having to have that paper trail, as they say.
Very good. So tell us what kind of challenges, what was the most challenging part of getting your program together and out, would you say? To me, you've looked pretty together, pretty good, positive mental attitude. I mean, some people they have all kinds of gremlins coming out when they launch a program. But tell me, for you, what happened for you in the process that you would say was the hardest part?
Whew. Well, one thing that's nice about your program, it provides a lot of flexibility. So I know everyone else in the audience is also very busy too, but I'm a full-time professor. I got a private practice, a kiddo. And so it was kind of putting it together. I like to research and make sure I have, the initial start-off components to it. But one thing that's great about your program is you don't have to have it all complete, but just to kind of get that motivation part to get it done. And maybe not the hardest, but well, maybe it kind of is, but the learning for me that I benefited the most for you, and this is really true, is just how to market, how to put myself out there. Like I know I have the skills, the personality, the style, but it's more of just, as I say to my wife, just how do I get myself out there so they can come to me? And that part's been a challenge, but also the most benefit I've gotten from you in this program as well.
Awesome. Yeah, because we actually just we took a look at so many different marriage programs that were out there in the market. And really what we did was we followed what's already successful,
Hmm.
but applying it to doctors and saying
Right.
this is specifically for doctors. Because even though you're saying that marriages are, it's the same issues that are coming up in marriages across the board, the doctors and the medical professionals kind of think their case is different, right?
Yes, they do. They do think it's a little bit of both. They think they're different. Some of it's their perception,
Hmm.
but some of it's also their reality, their personality, their lifestyle, how they approach the world, their relationships. One just anecdotal example is kind of a lot of times the stereotype is they approach what makes them so successful to be doctors or nurses. They take that home with them in their relationships, and that doesn't always quite translate over very well.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It does. Well, very good. Well, I'm really happy for you. And it's still early days, as we've just been talking about. We tried one method of promoting your program, and we very quickly were like, we don't like these numbers very much. This
Mhm.
is not this is not right. And so we moved into a second promotional strategy that I taught you. And we got your first sale relatively quickly. And
Hmm.
you're getting other calls starting to come onto your calendar, and we're starting
Yes.
to add some things to your strategy and your content. So I know we're going to see your next two or three sales coming in the next few weeks. And then what we need to do from there is just start to speed things up a little bit. We
Hmm.
start to speed up the promotional activity. We start to turn up your ads a little bit. And what we should see over the next few months is a business model. And then from
Yes.
there, that's where we want you. That's where we want you, is for you to be able to say, I know exactly what I need to do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis to get this program launched.
Yes, that's what I'm looking forward to. It's been a step-by-step process, but each step builds upon itself, so it certainly builds the confidence along the way.
That's right. We'll get you there. Awesome. Very
Thanks,
good. Well,
Robin.
thanks very much, Adam.
My pleasure.
One last question that I always love to say, for the person who's thinking about doing this, for the type of therapist or psychologist who's looking at this video right now, trying to decide, should I launch a coaching, training, or consulting program? What would be your honest message to them? And don't answer like you're answering to me. Okay.
Mhm.
Answer like somebody called you on the phone and said, hey, you Dr. Adam, I saw that you just launched a coaching program. I'm thinking about doing the same thing. What kind of advice or words would you have for the mental health professional who's thinking about doing this?
It's funny you ask because I got my wife, who's also a mental health professional, and a couple other former graduate students who are kind of watching me as I go through this process to see if it's worth it, as they say. You
Mm-hmm.
know, maybe I'll give you too long of an answer you want, but first layer of this, for anyone who's listening, is I'm a very scientific, skeptical person. So I signed up with you, Robin, but I was very hesitant because, to be blunt, there's a lot of people out there, and I've known
Mm-hmm.
other people that I work with, Robin, that have tried this and it hasn't worked out with them. By the way, the
Mm-hmm.
big piece was the missing marketing angle of it.
Yeah.
But I would say, and I say this to my own graduate students too, granted, they're going into the field initially just to be licensed professionals, but now's the time. The market is there. Mental health is growing, like, I don't know how to put it, huge.
Uh-huh.
And one thing that's true, and you know this more than I do, there's a lot of people in the quote unquote coaching profession that are not licensed professionals. They're not experts in what they do. So there's a lot of people that might be listening to this thinking they have the intellect, but not the ability to kind of follow through with that. And they definitely can. We've seen a lot of people in our program that have been able to succeed. They just need that motivation, a little boost, and it's a very doable process.
Awesome. Very good. Well, thanks very much, Adam.
My pleasure.